A week ago, the Federal High Court here in Abuja sentenced the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, or IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, to life in prison after finding he's guilty of 7 charges of terrorism. And less than 24 hours after the verdict, prison authorities transferred Kanu from the custody of the Department of State Services in Abuja to Sokoto Correctional Facility, a move that his legal team warns could severely hamper his access to lawyers, family, and support network. The Right Reverend Dr. Igboonu is the Bishop of the Diocese of Oji River of Enugu State. He has traveled to Sokoto to see Nnamdi Kanu. So what does he report about the condition of detention? What does this mean for Kanu's right to appeal and for a nation on edge? Well, I was joined by the Right Reverend Dr. Igboonu and began by asking him what were your first impressions of Nnamdi Kanu's physical and mental state when he arrived at the Sokoto Custodial Center where he's been kept.
Personality is type, I can say that is rare, because in the midst of that, he's living like a man who is only living above the situation he's into. Though he made mention of his heart condition, I don't know how he's being taken care of in the prison, but in all, I think he's not depressed as I thought, because we went to comfort and encourage him so that he can remain strong, and then also share 1 or 2 things from the gospel with him so that we can also pray together, which we did. So I think if you ask me, he was even advising and encouraging us, telling me to tell the Biafran youths, the Igbo youths, to calm down, and that they shouldn't take any law in their hands, that they should all be in the right frame of mind, that they shouldn't go to start destroying things, that the cause of the law is taking effect. He believed that the judgment was full of injustice, that as appeal court will certainly correct it. He showed me some irregularities in the charges in comparison to the sentences. Some of the things he was sentenced for were the things that happened while he was in DSS custody. So he was asking me, how could I have done these things in the custody of DSS? From him, I discovered that about 3 to 4 unknown gunmen in the East. One of them, according to him, is those imported from outside to destabilize the East so they can tag him with it. Number 2 is one he called economic unknown gunmen, those who are making money from the situation, just leveraging on that to sap people. And the other one, the other guy in Finland, whom he said he wrote a letter with his hand to him to let him know that he's not supporting what he's doing.
Now, outside his health condition where he talked to you about, did he express fear or concern about his ability to pursue his appeal, looking at the distance from Abuja and his legal team?
Those were actually main areas of his concern. Apart from that, he was very composed in the prison, but he was raising concern because he was right there talking to the other Controller General or one of the directors of prison that came to, because as we were talking, people were there, some prison warders were there to monitor what we were saying, to be sure we were not discussing. Yes, but I think what the Controller General came in along the line to let us know that our time has elapsed. I came in about 3 times, and I had him raising an issue that he's supposed to be in Abuja tomorrow to reconcile his record with the High Courts before they proceed in filing in the appeal court, without which appeal court cannot hear his case on foot. And he has only 90 days window to pursue this case. So he was not quite happy that no signal has been given to Sokoto to bring him to Abuja on 28th to do that and return back. I also heard when he was requesting to talk to his lawyer over an issue that the lawyer was raising about misunderstanding about some things he wrote in, he gave him to file for him.
He's feeling bad about not being able to speak to his lawyers, but I remember very well that he sacked his lawyers.
No, he didn't sack his lawyers.
But it was everywhere.
No, he didn't sack his lawyers.
So what did he do?
He decided to defend himself in this case and employed the lawyers as consultants to advise him.
That was what he told you?
Yes.
Okay.
So they were still working. Even right when I was there, one of the lawyers came in with me, Dr. Keleti, and I landed Jimako, and Maxwell came a day before I came, and things like that. So the lawyers were still working with him, but they work as consultants with him. When he saw the way the tragedy of the case, he felt, let me defend myself in this one, because he was saying that the court has no jurisdiction to try him. He raised about 3 points in that, and not a lawyer. He said that there was a rendition from Kenya that is abridging already an existing international law, that there will have been a formal process of bringing him down from Kenya. That was not done. He was kidnapped. But that kidnapping alone, that the case had been messed up. He also said that the law upon which he was tried in terrorism was a repealed law. In 2013 or so, it was repealed. That the law is no more in existence. So that alone has spoiled the case. And then he also mentioned that the crimes he committed, according to them, he committed them in London. And that case should be tried in London, not in Nigeria. And again, that nobody will have been a terrorist talking. Like something that's like churches who pray, die, 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 die. If they say die, 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 and people die, would they say that they are those who killed them? If you don't catch anybody in the act with a gun shooting, you also raise an alarm that are people who carry gun around that have not been arrested. I don't want to go into those ones now.
If you say he was supposed to be tried in London, he was brought back to Nigeria and he was tried in the competent court.
That's the point. It was that the court being competent has no jurisdiction over the matter because of this point he raised. That's why he challenged the jurisdiction. He put a motion for challenging the jurisdiction of the court. And according to him, the court did not pay attention to that motion at all. That according to the court
someone who is on trial, do you think it's right for that person to exhibit some certain behaviors while in court?
That is also an issue. From another lawyer who was there, he behaved rudely. But the lawyer said that he understands why he was behaving rudely. There was not given room to tender his final written address, which is a right of every defendant, that the court refused him tendering that. And that is a kind of incriminating him. But that's the only way he can put a defense to every allegation that was levied against him in that place.
By telling the judge, God punish you?
Because when he said that was when the judge denied him that final written address. He now knew that this is an injustice. It is not normal with the law court.
Are you in support of Kanu?
I know in support of what he did in the courts, but I also know he's a human being who can overreact. Even Jesus one day became angry and pulled the cane.
Are you supporting him for everything from the beginning to where he is right now?
I did not support some of his actions, but I support his agitation. Okay. Because Nigeria is collapsing. You and I know that. And not only Kanu, from Sokoto Street, I discovered that even outside in the street of Sokoto, Fulanese, some of them, good ones among them, who are rational enough, are in support of
But do you realize that he actually called for people to be killed?
I don't follow his broadcasts. I am so busy to know whether he said that or not. But I'm telling you, people's feeling. That day he was condemned, or rather sentenced, in the whole of Biafran land, in the whole of Igbo land. I am a bishop, I'm around. It looks like people, somebody, like, it's like a dead, somebody died.
But people were jubilating. We saw all the videos and pictures on social media.
Not in Igbo land. It's like the day.
In the southeast.
No, if I see anybody jubilation, it's political jubilation. I am telling you as a bishop, we are close to the people. It's like somebody died in Igbo land. It's like the hope of the Igbos buried. That is how average young man in Igbo land felt that day.
And that was the Right Reverend Dr. Nnamdi Kanu, the Bishop of Diocese of Oji River of Enugu State.